turned it, released it.
Yeah. Here's another interesting one. Just came out. Grandfather advice leads a woman to win 100,000. Well, how many 100,000s are they giving out a week in South and North Carolina?
Gary, I'm telling you, there was something going on down there. If you want to get lucky, that's where you need to go. And now it's spreading up into Virginia. So I don't know what's going on there, but boy, oh boy, that's the place you want to play the lottery.
Evidently, yeah. You know what? A paraglider is rescued from the power lines in California. Could you imagine landing on high tension power lines?
Wow.
Just bumping any other wire, just touching it. Okay? You would look worse than bacon that's been deeply fried.
That would totally ignite you. He's lucky to be alive. And here's, the mental stress of hanging, 30, 40, 50 feet in the air, knowing that one wrong move, or if the wind blows real hard and makes you touch something, that you're dead. Or even if you happen to fall and not get shocked, you could break your neck and die. So that's a bad situation to be in.
I wouldn't want to be it. I remember up here in the Seattle area a few years ago, a small light aircraft went into the power lines, and they had to shut the whole grid in that section down, because, if the guy would have touched any metal inside that plane, he would have been gone. But anyway,
oh, yeah.
Remember yesterday I was talking about the brain surgery and the person playing the violin?
Yes.
Well, that happened in London. And what they did is they were removing a large tumor out of her brain. And the whole point is she, plays the violin. They wanted her to keep playing the violin while they were doing the surgery to make sure as they're removing this tumor, it didn't affect her ability to be able to keep playing the violin.
Yeah, it's a good idea because some of the brain, we don't know if we're touching the wrong part when they're operating on it. So that would be a good gauge to see if she couldn't, while they're doing it, she hit the wrong note or something, maybe to back off. But yeah, that was amazing.
Well, you know what? A mother earns $95 an hour.
Wow.
She was frustrated. She was having a hard time finding a job. She's middle-aged. So she thought she would just start a cleaning business. And now she is booked up by the hour all over the area. Not my area, but her area. With her naked cleaning service.
I was going to say, what's her gimmick? Because there's got to be something to put her way above the rest of make $95 an hour. But I guess she found her gimmick. She's probably a good cleaner. That's probably why she gets paid so much.
I don't know. One school kind of got really laid into. I'm not mentioning the school or where. But what they would do for their lunchbox, for people who couldn't afford the lunch, they would then get a free lunch. Here's what their free lunch consisted of. A half an ear of corn, some popcorn, a bag of peanuts.
Wow.
And some French fries.
Gee.
And then,
that's brilliant.
And then an apple. And their lady was complaining to the school board that this is one of the most unhealthy lunches you could even offer anybody.
I don't think it's unhealthy, but there's not many calories there. But hopefully they're not allergic to peanuts either.
Oh, who knows, though? That's a fast way to find out. Could you imagine you're going to leave the country for a long period of time, and you have your 14-year-old daughter with you, your child, and you both have a passport. You don't realize, or maybe you did realize, that your child's passport was, out of date.
Uh-oh.
So she's denied, being able to get on the plane to leave the country. The father turns in front of everybody and says, "Oh, well," and gets on the plane and takes off.
What? He just leaves her daughter? Oh, my, that's rotten.
14-year-old daughter.
I don't know. Maybe they had they probably had something planned out. If that didn't work, just go back home with your mom or something. I don't know, but that just sounds bizarre to leave your daughter there and say, "Oh well, see you later."
Oh, I don't know.
Life.
There's a lot of parents that would like to do the same thing, I'm sure. When I was a little kid, when I was like 8 years old, I had a big mouth, as you haven't noticed.
No.
And we were on a trip from Seattle to California. And evidently my dad was getting frustrated with me, so we stopped somewhere, I don't even know where, in a rest stop. Okay? And he goes, well, hey, go do your job. And so I went and did my job. I came out, and the car was gone.
That's what happened to Joe Dirt.
Yeah. Well, then about a half an hour later, he comes back, and both my mom and dad said, oh, we thought you were in the backseat of the car sleeping.
Oh, my God. You must have been, your anxiety level when you come out and they were gone, you must have been, wow. Geez, and back in your day, it's not as bad as now, but boy, people would have snatched up kids like that, or boy, you must have been freaking out, I'll tell you.
I was crying. I remember I was crying. Well, a woman found a fast way, like door frames to remove paint. The fastest way she found out is, you use this little thing for cutting cheese.
Cheese grater.
Well, not a grater, but a slicer. It has like a little wire type of thing across. Works perfect for stripping paint off.
Oh, I'll have to try that next time. But, yeah, that's interesting. She must have used some kind of something on it, then went over it with that grater.
They're showing what it is. It's rather interesting. Can you imagine you're on a date with your first date? You're a woman, and you go back to the apartment of your date just to watch TV. And then you see this big, what do you call it? Chalkboard on the wall. And it has all these women listed with check marks.
Okay.
She asked the guy's roommate, what is that? And he goes, oh, that is a body count board on the wall of how many times he scored. She said she was out of there within 10 seconds.
Can't say that I blame her. That's pretty blatant. I mean, talk about narcissist to the second level. Wow. Jeez.
Could you imagine? You just got married. Okay? You're a beautiful woman. You just got married. And then you find out the guy you married is still married to like 3 other women.
Oh, Lord. Oh, my goodness. That guy's a glutton for punishment. What's wrong with him? Does he know that's kind of against the law? I believe still. It's against the law. You're only allowed to be married once. But why do people do that?
I have no idea. I don't know. I think there's a thing called divorce, but maybe it costs too much. So, why bother?
Yeah, why bother? We'll just get married again and not say nothing to the other 3 wives. And the real strange thing, I wonder if the other 3 wives think that he's just married to them and he's got 4 different separate lives going on, or if he just abandoned them. That's the weird part.
Well, in Southern California, a guy went to read the newspaper in the library, and a rattlesnake drops down from the light fixture.
Gary, you had to go and do it, didn't you? You had to bring the snake into the equation tonight. We've made it so good without. Now you bring the snake nightmares back to the forefront. Now you can't even go to the library and read the newspaper without a snake following on you.
Well, you know what library I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know the one you're talking about.
I'm not the public. Well, it could be a public library, but no, the one, the bathroom.
I know. That's what made it even worse. Even worse. Now the people's getting it from the bottom and the top. I'll tell you, it's not safe in the bathroom anywhere.
I know. You know what? A mutant cow was just born. It has 2 heads, 4 eyes, and 2 mouths. And the 2 heads are actually attached to each other.
Wow, what a genetic site that would be. I don't even, phew, boy, oh boy. I don't even know where to go with that. Is how are they going to, that poor thing, I would probably, usually animals like that don't live very long, unfortunately. Hopefully this little guy can make it, but that's 2 mouths to feed right off the bat.
I know. It's like it does have 2 mouths, 2 noses, 2 tongues, 2 everything, but their heads are joined together. So instead of having your left side of the head and the right side of the head, they're like 2 heads put together.
But yeah, they give a whole new term to put your heads together, that's for sure. But sounds like they were probably twins and they just didn't separate before birth, and here we go.
I know. Well, do you have like a minute story of something you want to talk about before we do a break here?
Oh, sure. I got all kinds of stories. There's a story, there's a recording, actually, another recording of Bigfoot coming out of Ohio again. This guy, that's a weird, I don't know if you had a chance to hear it. It's been all over, but it is a weird sounding thing. But I do know this much. I've been in the woods a lot, even around here where I live in Dover, Ohio. There's not supposed to be bobcats around here, Larry. Or Gary. What
no,
I call
George.
You Larry?
I'm Larry. We just changed my name tonight.
What am I, Mo? But anyway, there is bobcats around here. I've seen 18 pictures of them, different ones, on trail cams around here. And I don't know if you've ever heard bobcats in the wild, but when 2 bobcats face each other, they let off the most ungodly, monstrous sounds that you would never think that it was a bobcat. So that's what I was kind of thinking it was, but I don't know if you've ever heard bobcats in a while, but they are scary sounding. They don't sound like bobcats. They sound like a distressed child or a woman being killed almost.
Oh, you are so right. And that's
what...
Yeah, we need to go on break. So we're going to be back in about 2.5 minutes. You're listening to Night Dreams Talk Radio. Don't forget tonight, we got a great author. Who is our author tonight, our guest?
Our guest tonight is Carlo S. Carnevalini.
Well, or Valley with an I on it. I'm not really sure. We'll have to find out how to pronounce his name. But it's going to be talking about his book, Into the Dimensions. That's about ETs. So, kind of hang on and we'll all be there tonight. So we'll be back in about 2 minutes.
Jake the Bagger was a biker, and he drove his motorcycle that fast. He drove a big Chop Hog with a gang colors jacket, and he ran down citizens for laughs. He had an old lady named Petula, packed an automatic 45 gun. They had just come up from California, where they shot 6 cops for fun.
Jake thought he was the best there was down the interstate he'd roar, till the day he tangled with the county sheriff. They all called 104.
It was late on a Thursday evening, and Jake, he was feeling kinda mean, 'cause he'd just run out of his favorite drug, the one called amphetamine. So he sauntered up to Petula, and he said, say, baby, let's split. There's a little gas station on down the road that might be fun to hit. So they drove up to the station, and they both jumped off and takes a ride. They were up to derision at Jake's decision as they both saw him to the inside. The attendant, he was an old man, and he didn't think it very funny. When Petula pulled out that great big gun and said,
Honey, give me all your money.
Well, the old man opened up the cash drawer, and Jake grabbed the money and ran with Petula out the door to the big Chop Hog that was parked on the center kickstand. Then they headed out for the 4-lane, and they thought it was lots of fun. With Jake and his hog, with Petula the dog with the automatic 45 gun.
Jake thought he was the best there was down the interstate he'd roar, till the day he tangled with the county sheriff. They all called 104.
Do you have a paranormal story you want to share on Night Dreams Talk Radio? You could be a guest. Email us at nightdreamstalkradio@gmail.com. If you would like to hear Night Dreams Talk Radio on your local radio station, let them know.